Ladies and gentlemen, another year is gone. And I have one question for you. What did you do with it? Did you chase your dreams? Did you break free from your excuses? Did you grow, evolve, fight, and rise? Or did you settle? Did you wait? Did you let fear, laziness, or comfort steal another year from you? Let me tell you something loud and clear. Time doesn't stop. T doesn't wait for your motivation. It doesn't care if you're tired, scared, or uncertain. It just keeps moving, and it will leave you behind. Another year of your life has passed, and if you're not careful, next year will look exactly the same. Same job, same mind, same regrets, same results, but it doesn't have to be that way. You have a choice. Right now, who can change everything? Not next week, not next week, not when you're ready, not when it's easier. Now, because here's the truth. You're not stuck. You're just comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of progress. You weren't born to play small. You weren't put here to repeat the same empty routine. You were made to grow, to build, to create, to become something more. But that won't happen by accident. It happens by decision, by discipline, by doing the work even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. So today, I dare you, don't waste another year of your life. No more waiting, no more blaming, no more excuses. Make the call, start the project. Have the conversation, change the habit. Take the risk, bet on yourself. Because if you don't, a year from now, you'll be wishing you started today. But if you do, a year from now, you'll be unrecognizable, stronger, smarter, bolder, unstoppable. This is your wake-up call. This is your moment. This is your year. Don't waste it. Would you like a version formatted for a YouTube script or with visual suggestions added? Time doesn't wait. Every year that passes is gone forever. Time moves with or without you, so you must act now. You have a choice. Your life won't change unless you decide to change it. You are not stuck. You're just used to your comfort zone. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Progress requires discomfort. Staying where it's easy will keep you exactly where you are. Start now, not later. There is no perfect time. Waiting for the right moment is just another way to waste your life. Take action despite fear. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty will always be there. Successful people move forward with fear, not without it. Without it. Next year can be different. If you make it different, you can be stronger, better, and more fulfilled a year from now. But only if you start today. Let me know if you'd like these turned into a carousel for social media or slides for a presentation. Time doesn't wait. It doesn't pause when you're tired. It doesn't give you extra hours because you were distracted yesterday. It doesn't care if you were scared, unmotivated, or uncertain. Time is the most honest thing we have in this world. Unforgiving, relentless, and always moving forward. The truth is, every second that slips by is a second you will never get back. And when you add those seconds up into minutes, hours, days, and years, you begin to realize just how precious it all is. We often live like we have forever. We say, I'll start tomorrow. I'll try next month. And then I'll change next year. But somehow tomorrow never comes. Next month turns into next year. And before we know it, we've spent another year doing the same things, living the same way, stuck in the same patterns. Not because we didn't want to change, but because we thought we had time. But time doesn't wait. It keeps ticking whether you act or not, whether you chase your goals or stay where it's safe, whether you show up for your dreams or keep pressing snooze. It doesn't pause for your fears or give you back the days you wasted. It doesn't reward good intentions. It only rewards action. Think about that for a second. Look back at the last year of your life. Be honest with yourself. Did you use it fully? Did you live it the way you wanted? Or did you let it pass in a blur of hesitation, distraction, and delay? Because if you're not careful, that's exactly what the next year will look like. Identical. Unchanged. Just another repeat of the same story. That's the danger of waiting. The danger of thinking you have more time. One day, you'll run out of next year's. One day, there won't be another chance to start over. And what you'll be left with isn't regret over what you did. It'll be the pain of all the things you never tried. The dreams you let die, the life you could have lived. So don't waste another year thinking time is on your side. It's not. You're not promised another year. You're not even promised tomorrow. The only moment you truly own is this one. Right now. If you want more from life, if you're tired of feeling stuck, if there's a fire inside you that refuses to be ignored, then you need to act now, not later, not someday, now. Because every second counts. Every choice matters. Every small step forward is a rebellion against the lie that you have more time. Time doesn't wait, so why should you? Let this be the year you stop running from your potential, the year you take control, the year you refuse to waste another moment. Because time will keep moving, but this time you'll be moving with it. You have a choice. It might not feel like it sometimes. Life can be overwhelming. Routine, responsibility, pressure, fear. They all have a way of convincing you that you're stuck, that this is just how things are, that real change is impossible. But the truth is, even when the circumstances seem impossible to control, your response, your mindset, your direction, those are yours. Always. Every day you wake up with decisions in front of you. They may seem small. What time to get up, how much effort to give, what thoughts to believe, who to listen to, but these choices create your reality. They shape your habits, your attitude, and your future. Most people drift through life reacting instead of choosing. They repeat the same behaviors, complain about the same problems, and wait for someone or something to come and rescue them. But no one's coming. That's not bad news. It's powerful news, because it means you don't have to wait. You can choose to be the one who takes control. The life you're living right now is a reflection of the choices you've made up to this point. And the life you'll live a year from now will be shaped by the choices you start making today. You can choose to stay where it's familiar, where it's safe, where nothing really challenges you, or you can choose discomfort, growth, and transformation. The first option might feel easier, but it comes at the highest cost, your potential. Too many people say, I can't change, when what they really mean is they won't choose differently. They think they need permission to go after what they want, to rewrite their story, to break free from expectations. But the only permission you need is your own. You don't have to wait until you feel ready. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to decide that your life is worth more than staying stuck in a loop you never wanted to be in. This isn't about having all the answers. It's about making one powerful decision at a time. Deciding to try instead of procrastinate. To learn instead of stay ignorant. To act, and when it's uncomfortable, those small, brave choices are what build momentum. They're what separate people who change from people who complain. Yes, change is hard. Yes, it takes time. But you already have everything you need to begin. A choice. You have it right now. You'll have it again tomorrow. The question is, will you use it? You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are just one decision away from a different direction. One step away from creating something better. One shift away from becoming someone stronger. So stop telling yourself the lie that you can't. You can. You must. You choose. Comfort is a seductive trap. It feels good in the moment, safe, easy, familiar. It wraps around you like a warm blanket and convinces you that everything's okay, that you don't need to push, that maybe tomorrow you'll try harder. But comfort over time becomes a prison. It dulls your ambition. It silences your drive. It makes average feel acceptable and slowly robs you of the life you were meant to live. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. You cannot evolve while clinging to what's easy. You can't reach your full potential without risking discomfort, failure, and uncertainty. The truth is, every meaningful breakthrough, every leap forward in your life starts with stepping outside your comfort zone. That's where real change lives. That's where you discover your strength. Not when things are smooth, but when things are smooth, but when they're messy. Not when you're certain, but when you take action in the unknown. But here's the problem. We're conditioned to avoid discomfort. Society teaches us to seek pleasure, to stay safe, to follow routines, to be aerialistic. So we build habits around comfort. We stay in jobs we hate because they're stable. We avoid hard conversations because they're awkward. We put off chasing our dreams because failure is scary. And in doing so, we trade potential for predictability. We settle, and settling is the slowest form of self-destruction. It doesn't break you all at once. It chips away at you Until one day you wake up and realize you've wasted years playing small, all because you were afraid to be uncomfortable for a while. But discomfort is not the enemy. It's the path. It's the gym where your mental muscles are built. It's the fire that burns away weakness and reveals who you truly are. Reveals who you truly are. Think about any area of your life where you've grown physically, emotionally, professionally. That growth didn't come from ease. It came from challenge, from struggle, from choosing the hard thing when the easy way was right there in front of you. So if you're waiting to feel comfortable before you move forward, you'll be waiting forever. Growth doesn't feel good at first. It's awkward. It's painful. It's filled with doubt. But it's also the most rewarding thing you will ever experience. You will ever experience. Because on the other side of that discomfort is confidence, pride, purpose, power. You don't need to take a giant leap. You just need to take one step beyond what feels safe. One honest conversation. One honest conversation. One action that scares you a little. Do that again and again, and you'll look back months from now and be amazed at how far you've come. Comfort feels good now. Growth feels good. For life, choose wisely. Start now, not later. That simple truth is often the dividing line between people who live with purpose and those who live with regret. We convince ourselves that we need to wait for the perfect time, for the right motivation, for the stars to align. But perfection is a myth. Perfection is a myth. Timing is never flawless. Life will always be messy, unpredictable, and full of reasons to delay. If you keep waiting for everything to be just right, you'll be waiting forever. Starting now doesn't mean you need to have everything figured out. It doesn't mean the road ahead will be easy or clear. It just means you're willing to stop postponing your life. Because every dream, every goal, every breakthrough you're hoping for only becomes real through action. Imperfect, messy, courageous action taken today. The people you admire, the ones who seem unstoppable, didn't start when it was easy. They started when it was hard, when they were unsure, when they were scared, and they built their strength by moving forward anyway. Too often, we lie to ourselves and call it planning. We say we're getting ready, thinking it through, or eeing for the right moment. But beneath those words is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. And fear, if left unchecked, becomes a lifetime of hesitation. A life lived on the sidelines, watching others do the things we were capable of, but never brave enough to try. The truth is, action creates clarity. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. You just need to move. You'll learn more by doing than by thinking. You'll grow more by starting than by analyzing. And even if you fail at first, and you might, that failure will teach you more than any amount of waiting ever could. You stop being someone who acts. You start to build self-trust. You prove to yourself that you can follow through, that you don't need the perfect plan, that you are capable right now as you are of moving forward. So stop telling yourself that you'll do it later. Stop pretending tomorrow will be easier. It won't be. You won't magically wake up more confident, more motivated, or more prepared. You become all of those things by doing the thing today. While it's uncomfortable, while it's scary, while it's uncertain. Start now, even if your hands shake. Start now, even if your voice trembles. Start now, even if you're afraid of failing. Because someday you'll look back and realize this moment, this uncomfortable, imperfect beginning, was the day your life started to change. Take action despite fear. That's the key. Not avoiding fear, not waiting for it to disappear, but moving forward while it's still there. Because fear is a constant companion on the road to anything meaningful. It shows up every time you try something new, every time you take a risk, every time you dare to leave your comfort zone. And if you wait for it to vanish, you'll never start. You'll stay frozen dreaming, planning, hoping, but never doing. Fear is not the enemy. In fact, it's often a sign you're heading in the right direction. If something scares you, it means it matters. It means it has the power to change you. The people who achieve greatness don't live without fear. They've simply learned how to act anyway. They've learned that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision that something else is more important. Your growth, your goals, your future. You don't need to feel fearless to take the first step. You just need to feel ready enough. The truth is, most people think bravery is loud and bold, but often it's quiet. It's choosing to try again after failing. It's speaking up when your voice shakes. It's showing up when you'd rather hide. Every small act of courage chips away at the power fear holds over you. And each time you push through it, you become stronger. Fear thrives on inaction. The more you avoid what scares you, the bigger it becomes. It feeds on delay, on hesitation, on excuses. But the moment you take action, no matter how small, you begin to shrink that fear. You take your power back. You stop letting it control your decisions, your direction, your destiny. Yes, you might fail. Yes, people might judge you, but that's part of the process. Every successful person has faced fear and failed at some point. The difference is they didn't let it stop them. They kept moving. They learned. They adapted. And eventually, they won. They adapted. And eventually, they won. Not because they were fearless, but because they were relentless. Taking action despite fear builds confidence. It teaches you that fear is not fatal, that you can survive discomfort, that you are capable of so much more than your mind tries to convince you. And with every courageous choice, you start to build momentum. Confidence grows, clarity grows, and fear starts to fade. Not because it disappears, but because you've proven to yourself that you can handle it. So whatever it is you've been putting off, starting that business, speaking your truth, changing your life, do it afraid. Don't wait for confidence to show up before you begin. Confidence is the result of action, not the requirement. Show up scared. Show up unsure. Show up scared. Show up unsure. Show up messy. Just show up. That's how progress begins. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be brave enough to take the first step. The rest will follow. Comfort feels good now. Growth feels good for life. Growth feels good for life. Choose wisely. Next year can be different if you make it different. That's the truth most people avoid because it puts the responsibility on them. It's easier to believe that life just happens, that circumstances dictate our path, that maybe with a look, things will turn around. But deep down, we all know that the quality of our lives is shaped not by what happens to us, but by how we respond and what we choose to do about it. If you want next year to look and feel different from the last, you have to be willing to do different things. You can't keep repeating the same habits, thinking the same thoughts, making the same excuses, and expect something magical to change. Growth doesn't work that way. Results don't appear out of nowhere. They show up when you change your patterns, shift your mindset, and commit to new behaviors, even when it's hard. Look at the past year honestly. Were you consistent with the goals you set? Did you show up for yourself even when it was uncomfortable? Or did you let fear, doubt, and procrastination control the narrative? Whatever your answer, there's no shame in it, but there should be reflection. Since awareness is the beginning of transformation. You don't have to carry your past into your future. Every day is a clean slate. Every choice is a vote for the kind of person you want to become. If you want next year to be more successful, more fulfilling, more aligned with your values, then today, not January 1st, not your birthday, today is the day you begin to build that version of your life. That might mean waking up earlier, changing your environment, letting go of toxic influences, or finally starting the thing you've been avoiding. It might mean facing failure, being vulnerable, and stepping outside the version of you that the world has gotten used to. Change can be uncomfortable, but so is staying the same. The difference is change leads somewhere better. Staying the same only leads to more of what you already know. And here's the most empowering part. You are capable. You already have everything inside you to begin the journey. You don't need permission or a perfect plan or an external sign. You just need to decide. Decide that enough is enough. That your dreams are worth more than your fear. That your future deserves more than recycled excuses. Next year is not going to be different by accident. It will only be different by intention. By taking action now that aligns with the results you want later. Small daily steps compound. Progress doesn't come in a wave. It comes in quiet, consistent effort. And a few months from now, those efforts will speak louder than any words or wishes ever could. You can live a completely different life 1 year from today. One with more clarity, confidence, growth, and fulfillment. But only if you start showing up for that life now. Not later, not when it's easier. Now. Because next year can absolutely be different, but only if you make it different.